Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of Season 4, Episode 10 of Lucha Underground called A Snake Scorned. And yes, my Lucha Underground reviews are back on Wednesdays because I just found out today that we got El Rey Network back on my Fios. So my Lucha Underground reviews are going to be back to every Wednesday nights tonight. So yeah, you're going to get a Lucha Underground review every Wednesday, just like how, it always was. But, as I say, tonight's episode of Lucha Underground, it was an enjoyable episode. It was a good episode. They never disappoint. And we had 3 matches tonight. And the show opened up with Antonio Cueto. He was in his office. He was checking his mail. Finds out he got a wedding invitation from Johnny Mundo and Taya. Antonio then says, oh yeah, that won't last. And so Cobra Moon arrives, comes into Antonio's office. And she tells Antonio that the Reptile tribe has never received their rematch for the Trios titles. And she wants that tonight. And she ends up promising that, that the Reptile tribe, they will prove their strength tonight. And so then Antonio Cueto ends up booking the match for tonight. So it's going to be the Reptile tribe versus Killshot, Son of Havoc, and the Mack for the Trios championships. But all in all, it was a cool opening to the episode. Then we have the first match tonight, and Paul London and Saltadore, of course, the Rabbit Tribe, were in the ring. Mala Suerte last week got taken out by Matanza. Matanza ended up sacrificing Mala Suerte to the gods. Ended up sacrificing, Mala Suerte to the gods. And so Paul London and Saltadore are in the ring, and Antonio Cueto arrives, and we all know where this is going to go. So Antonio arrives, and they discuss Mala Suerte's death because, of course, he was sacrificed to the gods. And Paul London says, he wants a chance at redemption. That Saltadore could, win this match. And Saltadore, of course, is in action against Matanza. So then it's Matanza versus Saltadore. This was, a short match. This match only lasted maybe 40 seconds. So Paul London, match starts. Paul London tosses Saltadore to Matanza. Matanza finishes Saltadore with the Wrath of the Gods. So Matanza wins the match, ends up sacrificing Saltadore to the gods. So it was a short match. It was only a 40-second minute match. Then when Lucha Underground came back from a commercial, we had a scene where, backstage it was Son of Havoc and the Mack end up meeting. Killshot comes in, noting that he doesn't respect Son of Havoc. And Killshot says he promises to win the Gift of the Gods championship tonight before they defend the Trios titles. Which Killshot, of course, had double duty tonight in 2 matches. And pretty much that was basically the scene with them backstage. And it was announced, I think it was by Matt Stryker, that said next week it's going to be Pentagon Dark versus Cage in a last man standing match. So that's going to be awesome to see. These two are going to go to war. It's going to be a brawl and a fight, not a wrestling match, in my opinion. And we saw a little bit of a preview tonight, which I'll get to that. So, and then the next match, it was Killshot versus El Dragon Azteca Jr. for the Gift of the Gods Championship. This was a good match. This was a back and forth match between El Dragon Azteca and Killshot. Killshot was really awesome in this match. Killshot was, taking over the match and, working submissions on El Dragon Azteca Jr. And at the end of the match, El Dragon Azteca Jr. ended up hitting the Tornado DDT on Killshot for the win. And so El Dragon Azteca Jr. wins the match, still retains the Gift of the Gods Championship. And, everybody, the Gift of the Gods Championship is the hottest, championship, right now. You can tell that there are many luchadores here in Lucha Underground that possibly want to challenge El Dragon Azteca Jr. for the Gift of the Gods Championship. So, but all in all, it was a good action-packed match. I really enjoyed it. It was a good match between the both of them. And then we had Drago and Aerostar. They ended up meeting on the roof of the temple. Drago doesn't think, he deserves, a second chance. And Aerostar says, it was all Cobra Moon's fault. And, Drago is unsure, he deserves, Aerostar's, friendship. Aerostar then ends up forgiving Drago. So Drago, is unsure of, the things and, flies away. So it was good. It was cool seeing Drago and Aerostar, again together. And then we had the Trios Championships match. Killshot, Son of Havoc, and the Mack versus the Reptile Tribe. Daga, Jeremiah, Snake, and Cobra Moon. This was a really good match. It was a fun match, very action-filled match, and it showed the dysfunctional champions of Killshot, Son of Havoc, and the Mack. And there's at one point in the match where Killshot works over Jeremiah Snake, and he works on he puts Jeremiah Snake in the head scissors, and Cobra Moon comes in, and they end up working a sort of like a centipede of head scissors, and Mack locked in on a crab, and it was really cool. It was something I'd never seen before. It was original. And Killshot follow with a Saskook special, and Havoc then followed with a moonsault. And at the end of the match, Havoc ends up taking control. He accidentally hits Killshot while doing a dive. Killshot then shoves Havoc off the top, and Jeremiah Snake hits a shoulder breaker to Havoc, and he goes for the pin, and bada boom, we have new Trios champions, the Reptile Tribe. So the Reptile Tribe are the new Trios champions, Daga, Jeremiah Snake, and Cobra Moon. So, but yeah, it was a good match. It was a good, fun, action-packed match. And at the end, after the match, Killshot ends up mocking Son of Havoc for losing the trio's championships. Killshot, we see, then lays out Son of Havoc with a double stomp from the top rope. And the Mack is just there looking all confused. And Killshot ends up telling him, you know, he doesn't give a shit. And he just leaves. So that's the end. That's possibly the end for them as a trio tag team. So yeah, so and that sets up, you know, this is all you know, Killshot's heel turn. So, and then when Lucha Underground came back from commercial, this was the main event sort of thing that happened. Cage arrived and starts to talk, you know, about Pentagon Dark. Pentagon Dark arrives and lays out Cage with a super kick, and they start brawling, you know, on the floor. This right here is a little preview of their last man standing match next week. A little preview of what we're going to see next week. And so they're brawling. They brawl up the steps. They continue to fight. They lay out, you know, fans there. Some of the believers. Pentagon, what was really funny was Pentagon ended up laying out the mariachi band that plays, you know, in the beginning of the episode. They get these mariachi bands at the beginning of the episode in the temple before the opening match. Pentagon that got a guitar, and he laid out one of the mariachi guys. And just the sound of that guitar was I laughed at it. Just the sound of the guitar hitting the mariachi guy was funny. And the security guy tried to separate the both of them, but Cage ended up fighting them off. He ended up slamming one of the security guys. We had the camera kept on focusing on a priest in the crowd, because there was a priest in the crowd by the name of Father Ricochet. He was there for the whole episode. They cut to him. They cut the camera angles of him just watching what was going on in the episode tonight. And what was really cool was Cage and Pentagon. They were fighting onto the arch over the entrance, and what it looked like, you know, Pentagon was going to go off the arch, and, you know, just crash land, and kind of disappointed. It would have been a really awesome moment. And they go back down to the floor, to the ringside floor. Pentagon ends up saving Father Ricochet, and then all of a sudden, Pentagon then breaks Father Ricochet's arm. It was just funny, and then you heard like a cracking sound effect, which was funny. And then he and Cage continued to brawl as you know, the credits rolled, and it was a good brawl. It was awesome. Really awesome to set up hype for their last man standing match next week. So I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to that match between Cage and Pentagon next week. And I can tell you, it's not going to be a wrestling match. It's going to be a brawl. It's going to be a fight, just like, you know, what we saw here tonight. It was a good way to close the show, as, you know, the credits rolled. Really enjoyed it. Then we had a post-credit scene where the Mack meets with Antonio Cueto. The Mack ends up telling Antonio that he wants Killshot next week, and Antonio says to him that he is going to be facing Mil Muertes in the first ever haunted house match. And so Mack agrees to that. And what was really funny, Mack ends up putting on the hat, and he ends up telling Antonio, "Trick or treat, motherfucker." And then the Lucha Underground logo came on, and the episode ended. So yeah, that's gonna be really cool to see Mack versus Mil Muertes in the first ever haunted house match. That's gonna be pretty cool to see. Very original idea that we never saw in pro wrestling before. A stipulation that we never seen. So yeah. So anyways, that's it for my review of tonight's episode of Lucha Underground, which is called A Snake Scorned. Thank you all for watching, and hope you all enjoyed this review. Definitely give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and until the next video, I'll see you all later. Bye.